Hello everyone and welcome back to my favourite room in the house. I'm on a bit of a roll with these colour feature videos and the time has come to talk to you about the meanest, sleekest and sexiest of all colours, and that's black. Now black was used extensively throughout the G.I. Joe A Real American Hero line from 1982 to 1994 for both G.I. Joe and Cobra, so this list was a tricky one to put together. I hope you enjoy it. The first figure on my top 10 list of G.I. Joe figures in my collection that are the colour black is the G.I. Joe that is at the heart of the line's runaway success from 1982. Of course, it's version 1, Snake Eyes. Now, legend has it, Snake Eyes was released without any colour applications in 1982 as a cost-saving measure, but his shadowy appearance quickly became a bestseller and dozens of new versions of Snake Eyes have been released ever since. My version of the 1982 figure was gifted to me by a work colleague who visited the US a couple of years ago, so my fondness for him is twofold. He's iconic, he's the 1982 Snake Eyes. As you're about to find out, the list of black figures contains a bunch of iconic characters from the line, and the second one to make the cut is from 1983. It's version 1 of Destro. 1983 Destro is an iconic villain from A Real American Hero, not only due to his sculpt and his colour, but also due to the fact that his face is covered by his instantly recognisable chrome face mask. He's almost as famous as Snake Eyes, and he has to be on this list. It's 1983 Destro. The next figure on this list was also an easy choice, and it's none other than Destro's love interest, the 1984 Baroness. It's fair to say that Baroness is certainly the best sculpted female figure in the G.I. Joe line, and is probably among the best sculpted figures, male or female, from 1982 to 1994. Her accessories are brilliant, her backstory is awesome, and she has been beautifully brought to life in so many G.I. Joe cartoons and movies. That's the 1984 Baroness. For the next figure, I'd just like to preface my selection by saying that I don't have a favourite Snake Eyes. I think they're all great, and that's why version 2 of Snake Eyes from 1985 also makes the top 10 list of G.I. Joe figures in my collection that are black. Before I added the 1985 version to my collection, I struggled to justify the cost involved with purchasing one. But I did manage to pick this one up recently, and when he arrived, I began to realise what all the fuss was about. The 1985 Snake Eyes is a stunning all-black figure, and I'm glad to have him. The next figure to make my top 10 list of black G.I. Joes is the 1986 Battle Android Trooper, aka the B.A.T. I'm 5 figures into this list, and I'm still discussing absolute icons of the line. It's incredible. The B.A.T has a number of impressive features. Not only does the black with yellow highlights look amazing, but the changeable hands and the lenticular decal on the front are just awesome. He's a tremendous army builder, and he's well worth the cash I needed to fork out to find a complete one. It's the 1986 B.A.T. Another iconic army builder is my 6th selection for this list of my favourite black figures, and that's none other than the 1988 Iron Grenadiers. Both the sculpt and the colour is what makes the Iron Grenadiers fantastic to look at. Can you imagine a whole battalion of these marching towards you in the battlefield? It would be a sight to behold. That's the 1988 Iron Grenadiers. The next figure on my list comes from left field a little bit, but I'm sure you'll agree that it's a beautiful looking character. It's the 1988 Star Viper. The Star Viper was packaged with the Cobra Stellar Stiletto fighter jet, and the figure certainly fits the bill of a high altitude Top Gun. The gold accents really lift the black and red elements, and as far as I'm concerned, he's a must for any collection. That's the 1988 Star Viper. Next up, well, I hate to keep showing you Snake Eyes, but the 1989 version 3 also makes my list of top 10 G.I. Joe figures in my collection that are the colour black. The 1989 version is the version that holds the most nostalgia value for me because when I was a kid, my friends down the road had him. He was always one of the first figures I grabbed when I headed to their house for a play date. Goggles, visor, who cares? Most versions of Snake Eyes are great, and 1989 is no exception. The second last figure on my list is from 1993, and he's a black variation on one of the line's central characters. To this point, we'd only seen Cobra Commander in blue, but in 1993, Hasbro released him in black, and the results are very cool. I picked up my 1993 Cobra Commander in a flea market just as Australia was beginning to lock down at the start of the COVID pandemic. He's a reminder of a turbulent time in all of our lives, and the fact that even then, Joes were my escape. That's the 1993 Cobra Commander. The final figure on my top 10 list of G.I. Joe figures that are the colour black is easily one of the best figures from the much maligned 1990s years of a real American hero. And that's the 1993 Headhunter Stormtrooper. This guy looks really intimidating with his spiky sculpt and black, grey and gold appearance. He's certainly one of the hidden gems from the waves of figures that were released just as G.I. Joe was beginning to wind down. So, there you have it. The top 10 figures in my collection that are the colour black. Are any of these your favourites, or did I leave your favourite out? Feel free to tell me in the comments below. You might also like to like this video and subscribe to my channel if that's your thing. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.